I think the hardest part about being in recovery is losing people, and we do a lot. Every week, we lose people. It's an epidemic, and we're at the front lines, and we see it every day. People relapsing, people going back to jail, people dying, talking to mothers and sisters and brothers who get to bury their loved ones.
We moved here, and the first thing I thought was, Zach's never seen this house. And I go outside, and I think Zach's never been on that diving board. And we buy a new car, and I think Zach's never been in this car. The piece of my heart will always be missing. That doesn't ever get better.
I came back from college, and I was able to obtain OxyContin on a daily basis. There was a point in time where I remember I lost the power of choice. 11 days out of prison, my mom had found me dead. And my brother was in town getting married. And so my mother almost had to bury son and marry son in the same day. And that didn't keep me sober. Just the fact that I see people dying all around me does not keep me sober.
It was the last day of 8th grade, and it's just like a normal day. You know, I just got my pills and get high on them. And then I don't really remember much after that. I kind of just woke up the next day in the hospital with my family there, and they said I was very lucky to still be alive. The amount of pills I took should have killed me, but I got lucky.
I've seen a lot of death. Yeah, in my former life, I've seen a lot of death. You know, I've seen people OD into bathtubs, sitting on the edge of the bathtub and hit themselves with a rig and just flatline into the bathtub. You know, so it's ugly. It's the truth.
We're killing more people by prescription drugs, and a large percentage of them prescription drugs are opioids, you know, that are prescribed by doctors. And we've also seen, and some studies have shown, that a large percentage of people that get addicted to these opioids, you know, prescription-type opioids, often resort to heroin. Opioid and prescription drug-type related deaths have increased every year for the last 5 years. So it's a growing problem. It's something that needs to be addressed, and it's getting worse every year.
If we look at calendar year 2015, this office saw a total of 379 overdose deaths. Of those deaths, the primary drugs that were involved were heroin and morphine and oxycodone. I mean, they're so prevalent that we see overdoses almost every day. Opiate medications are dangerous, so you know, people don't necessarily view them that way. It's like motor vehicles, or overdose deaths are more common than motor vehicle accident deaths. And so you get a prescription from a physician for an opiate for some kind of procedure or nagging pain, and just knowing that pill may be more dangerous than driving your motor vehicle, especially if you're taking it in combination with other drugs.
This is an epidemic that isn't hidden. It's not somewhere far, far away. It's right in our own backyards, our own neighborhoods, our own schools, and it's something we're either going to address as leaders, parents, and policymakers, or we're going to see more kids die and more avoidable deaths in terms of our brothers and sisters and extended families.
Here is a picture of Zach with his two sisters, and of course, this picture, he was in middle school, and I think this is the start of his experimenting with marijuana, and then, of course, it never just stopped at marijuana. He suffered a significant stroke because he had an infection in his heart from using needles. We lost him in June, and I can recall them trying to get his heart to start again. And then I just remember sitting on the floor in the corner, listening to them and listening to him die.